The Alps are one of the highest and most extensive mountain ranges in Europe. Their formation began about 100 million years ago and was caused by the collision between the African and the Eurasian plates. Lake Maggiore straddles the border between Italy and Switzerland. Its name denotes how important the lake has been since antiquity. It connects the upper Ticino River to its lower course, forming an uninterrupted waterway that rises in the Swiss Alps and flows south into the heart of the Po Plain. The most important castle on Lake Maggiore is the Angera Fortress, standing on top of a vast network of ancient tunnels and caves. On the opposite side of the lake is the Albagnano Healing Meditation Center, founded by Gangchen Tulku Rinpoche in 1999. Lake Maggiore is featured in Ernest Hemingway's novel A Farewell to Arms. Lake Maggiore is part of a group of pre-alpine lakes that formed about 15,000 years ago. About 11 small islands dot the lake, all of which have been inhabited at some point in history. A few miles west of Lake Maggiore, Lake Orta also contains an island which is home to a nunnery, mentioned in Umberto Eco's novel Number Zero. Between Lake Maggiore and the city of Varese is Lake Varese, famous for its lotus flowers. Varese is one of the rainiest places in Italy. The city's name derives from the Proto-Celtic word varas, related to the Sanskrit word varsha, meaning rain or rainy. In the 13th century BCE, the region around Lake Maggiore was the cradle of the Lepontic people, that is, the ancestral stock of all Celtic tribes. The lake's southern end became a meeting place for Italic, Germanic, and Celtic tribes. Roman general Julius Caesar started the Gallic Wars by subduing the Lepontic nation in 58 BC. The ancestral Lepontic religion consisted in the worship of the Indo-Aryan gods Mitra and Varuna. Semi-worked megaliths and altars lie scattered all around Lake Maggiore's periphery. After the Western Roman Empire fell in the 5th century CE, the region was ruled by a succession of Germanic overlords. The two main cities north of the lake, namely Locarno and Bellinzona, joined the Old Swiss Confederation in the early 16th century. All the other cities south of the Swiss border were ruled by the House of Borromeo, whose family crest featured a unicorn. In 1583, Carlo Borromeo declared war on witches and heretics around Lake Maggiore and had dozens of people summarily burned at the stake. He fell ill and died the following year at the age of 46. In the first half of the 19th century, Varese was disputed between France and Austria. It was liberated by Giuseppe Garibaldi in 1859 and officially annexed to Italy 2 years later. In 1937, Alfonso Bialetti and Otello Spadini invented the moka pot in a town named Omegna, about 7 kilometers west of Lake Maggiore. In 1943, after the fall of Benito Mussolini, German troops entered Italy and began hunting down Jews. 57 people were executed in the town of Maina and their bodies thrown into Lake Maggiore. Varese's largest hotel, called Campo dei Fiori, was converted into a military hospital in 1944 and eventually abandoned in 1968. 50 years later, it was used as the shooting location for the 2018 film Suspiria. Varese was built on 7 hills, the largest of which is called Sacred Mountain, and is home to an astronomical observatory. Varese's most important monasteries are St. Mary's Sanctuary and St. Catherine's Hermitage. The city has a long tradition of competitive cycling and motorcycle production. In 1953, Ottavio Missoni and his wife Rosita founded a weaving mill in Varese which specialized in psychedelic patterns and went on to become a world-renowned fashion house. The hills of Varese are famous for the production of cheese such as mozzarella, gorgonzola, and groviera, as well as goat cheese, goat ham, and goat salami. Various brands of alcoholic drinks are also produced in Lake Maggiore's vicinity, including beer, gin, and bitters. Last but not least, Renato Pozzetto, one of Italy's most popular actors, was born in Varese in 1940.